Hey guys, how's it going? Today's actually a brilliant day. First of all, out here in London, we've got good weather, the sun is out, and to top off a brilliant day, Boku no Hero Academia comes out. And that's why I always look forward to my Sundays, because I know that I always have a great quality episode of just that greatness of My Hero Academia to come to. And this is what we got in this episode, so let's get straight into it. So Boku no Hero Academia episode 10, I believe. Now, we're really ramping up to the end, 3 episodes till the end of end of the season. And I must tell you, it's been a real fun ride. It's been awesome seeing all my favourite characters get animated and everything. So this episode was awesome actually, because we got to, it was pretty much very, like, the tension just got increased so much, because this is the first time in the series that the villains come into the fray. Now, in the this ain't like the first fights we've obviously seen Bakugou and Deku, and we've seen kind of other showcasing of people's quirks. This was the first time actual serious villains coming in, so the heroes' lives are on the line right now, the students are, and it's really increasing the tension. I'm really liking it, because in this episode we got a lot of exposition on some characters that some people have never seen before, such as Suyu and Mineta. Now, I have to talk about Aizawa Sensei. Now, Aizawa Sensei is a beast, because he's just so awesome, honestly. Like, we saw him ever since his introduction. We've known he's cool. Like, his quirk is awesome. It's got a very his quirk his quirk actually has a disadvantage though, and that is the quirk's only deactivated for as long as he's not blinking, and that is actually kind of bad, because now that you're thinking about it, you're just like, I'm just wondering how long can he keep his eyes open for? And that's why you need to know that his fights is normally arranged, but he's normally best tailored for fights with one-on-ones, not necessarily in group kind of fights. And that's why he's always like an underground kind of villain. He hides away from the media, he doesn't want people knowing about his quirk, he's kind of in the shadows, and it's pretty cool to see him fighting in an arena, in an environment where his strengths are kind of against him. So we're seeing him fighting how many villains, and he's coming in and he's just like, yeah, I'm taking all your quirks. He's coming in doing acrobatics, and I love Aizawa Sensei, because I like how he uses his like his rope around him as well, how he uses it to lure people in. And that punch that he gave him, that punch was smash worthy, I don't even care. Like, he punched that villain and his face just like crushed in. Then he pulled him back, and then I think he threw him into someone else. Like, the action was on point in this episode, especially for Aizawa Sensei, because he's just such a beast. And especially seeing him from the manga viewpoint, the anime does him so much justice, and I'd probably say it does it even more actually. It portrays him to be even more better, because that's how an anime should be. An anime should be better than the manga, and that's what I'm feeling from Boku no Hero Academia. Now, in this episode is pretty much a simple episode with the villains coming in, and it's kind of situated out this whole episode what's going to lead into the next future ones, with the different parts of the students being in different areas. Now, we get an introduction onto mainly 3 major villains, and that is, we found out one of their names, and his name's Shigaraki. And if you didn't see that, because I think they said it quite vaguely. They said it like halfway through the episodes. One of the villains actually said it. Basically, Shigaraki's the guy with the hands. But we didn't get introduction to the 2 other names, so I don't really want to drop it. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. But either way, we got an exposition on Shigaraki and the guy who can, like, this transportation quirk. Now, that quirk is so awesome, because if you think about it, how great would it be to have a quirk where you can transport people to anywhere you want? Now, we don't really know much about him. All we know about his quirk is that he can transport people. We don't know if there's a disadvantage, if there's a limit to the amount of people yet. We haven't found out yet. We haven't seen his, like, all we know is, like, he's got some kind of ethereal form, kind of like, how do I explain it? It's got kind of like a transient form, you could say. And it's not really, we haven't really seen his true body, a human body, if he has one. So I'm really excited, and I'm really interested to see these villains, see how they pan out in the anime, because I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys. All I can say is you guys are in for a treat in the next couple of episodes. And I really want to know, like, the anime onlys, their reactions to seeing the introduction of the villains. How did they find it? Or, like, how did you guys find it when you were watching this, like, seeing all these villains that you've never seen before? So we actually did get a lot of introduction. We didn't really get a lot of introduction, but we got a lot of exposition on some villains. We saw some villains showcase of their quirks, some in the water, and it was really awesome to see. And I'm really excited because first of all, the animation's great. That was mainly what I was worried about. I was worried about these scenes with the animation and the fight, if they were being like not as well portrayed as they were in the manga. But safe to say, I'm kind of satisfied right now. It's really good. All I can say is that in the next couple of episodes, it's going to be lit. And especially in this episode, Bakugou and Kirishima coming up. Bakugou's an utter beast, honestly. I love the man. Like, he comes in straight. No fear whatsoever. He comes in to try and take out the enemy. So I was just like, props to Bakugou. The man knows, like, the man... He saw his faults in like episode 7, I believe, how he needs to train and needs to get stronger. And in this real lifetime experience, he was one of the only students that came out into the fray and done something. Now, we obviously saw Todoroki do, he kind of immobilized a couple of villains as well. And Todoroki's one-liners are awesome. He's just like, you're an adult. This is pathetic, getting beaten by a child and all that kind of stuff. Like, Todoroki is a beast. He immobilized all those villains by himself, using his ice. So, like... The next episode is going to be awesome, and I really enjoyed this episode because we got to see a lot of showcase on a couple of other characters. Now, I want to talk about Suyu. Now, Suyu's quirk is pretty much called Frog, and she can do anything that a frog can do. Like she can extend her tongue out to 20 meters, and that's pretty far out, and it's really good for mobility. So, in my opinion, from all the quirks that we've seen so far, it seems like Suyu's quirk is very advantageous to situations like they're in right now. For example, she can run up, climb up walls, so she's extremely very agile. With her tongue, she can move people around to safety or throw them away. Like, Suyu looks like the kind of character where she always seems very chilled out. She doesn't seem like she'll get frantic in situations like Mineta, Great Boy, done in this episode. Like, the man was crying out. Like, I was actually fully crying because the thing is, like, he's showcasing his quirks about how his balls can stick to anywhere, and then he's just like, he looks at them and Deku and Suyu looks back at him, and he just starts crying because he knows it's not a great quirk. Like, the man is hilarious. Either way, I'm excited to see more of these guys happen in the next couple of chapters. Deku again using that Delaware smash. That was awesome, and this is what I loved about it. Like, even in the face of danger, he's still strategic, and he's thinking of how is he going to immobilize all of these villains who are best in the water. And like, we saw great teamwork in this episode. So overall, a brilliant episode. Seems like these Shigaraki and those other two villains that were maybe coming into the frame, maybe they'll possibly be facing off with Aizawa Sensei. We'll have to find out in the next couple of episodes. Either way, Iida's coming in. All Might's not aware of it, so it's very frantic right now. If you go into the principals, it's just like, man, I am speechless of the principal. He seems like a joker. The downfall is comment below. This is Shinigami Sam, and I'll see you next week for that greatness. That is Boku no Hero Academia episode 11. What did you love about it? If you liked anything I had to say in this review, drop a like. That'd be greatly appreciated. And I'll see you for that greatness. That is episode 12. Shinigami Sam. Goodbye. Peace out.